Assalamualaikum, saya Mina dari Badan Pengelola Keuangan Haji. BPKH merupakan badan hukum publik yang bersifat independen. BPKH dibentuk guna mendukung penyelenggaraan haji yang lebih berkualitas, pengelolaan keuangan haji yang lebih optimal, dan memberikan kemaslahatan untuk umat. Untuk mendapatkan porsi haji reguler, calon jemaah wajib membayarkan setoran awal sebesar 25 juta rupiah. Setoran awal dapat dilakukan di bank-bank syariah maupun di unit-unit usaha syariah. Selanjutnya, calon jemaah haji menandatangani akad wakalah sebagai penyerahan kuasa pengelolaan setoran awal. Biaya perjalanan ibadah haji disesuaikan dengan tahun keberangkatan. Dari setoran awal yang terkumpul, dana haji akan diinvestasikan dalam berbagai bentuk investasi untuk mendapat nilai manfaat. Menurut Peraturan Pemerintah Nomor 5 Tahun 2018, BPKH wajib melakukan penempatan atau investasi keuangan haji sesuai dengan prinsip syariah dengan mempertimbangkan aspek keamanan, kehati-hatian, nilai manfaat, dan likuiditas. Biaya haji reguler tahun ini sekitar 89,4 juta. Jemaah hanya membayar sebesar 55,4 juta. Selisih 33,9 jutanya dibayarkan melalui nilai manfaat yang dikelola oleh BPKH. Nilai manfaat juga akan didistribusikan kepada jemaah tunggu dan dapat dicek melalui aplikasi BPKH Apps. Dana tersebut dikelola sesuai prinsip syariah, kehati-hatian, manfaat, nirlaba, transparan, dan akuntabel. BPKH hadir untuk melayani jemaah haji Indonesia. BPKH, amanah melayani umat.
Hi friends, welcome to Youth Connect Podcast in collaborations between OIC Youth Indonesia and Badan Pengelola Keuangan Haji Republik Indonesia or BPKH RI. And this podcast is created to give a lot of insight to all the youth Indonesia that related to global issues and the several informations that the youth should be known. And today we are honored to be graced by His Excellency Mr. Serzhan Abdykarimov as the Ambassador of Republic of Kazakhstan. Your Excellency, Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi yang terhormat kaum saudara-saudara sekalian. First of all, I would like to thank you for your kind invitation to this interview, and it's a great pleasure for me to be here today with you and our listeners.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for gracing our show today. And when the first time we met in embassy, you give us the youth a kind of motivational inspiration. So these are the reasons that we will show to the Indonesian youth that we can also get the motivation from you too, sir.
Terima kasih banyak.
So I'd like to start by you have been around in the diplomacy services for a long time. My question is, when you realized that you belong to diplomacy?
Yes, thank you very much for this interesting question. I'm in my foreign service of my country since 1998. It's already 27 years. Now it's today is already 28 years is going. So when I started in school, I was very much interested in international relations, to learn about international politics and so on. That's why I decided to be a diplomat, and I put all my efforts to join the foreign office of my country.
Okay. Is there someone that inspired you in the first time to become diplomat?
Yes, it's, to learn and to study different languages, to travel to different foreign countries, to meet new people, to learn new cultures. And it's very interesting for diplomats serving abroad and to learn all of this.
Okay. So I believe that Indonesia is not the first country that you serve as the ambassador.
Yes, as ambassador, I served in the Czech Republic,
Czech Republic,
and in the Republic of Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
So this is my third ambassadorialship
Okay.
in the Indonesia.
So if I might ask you, sir, you have served in several countries, including Indonesia. So what is the unique value that you think that Indonesia as a country, as right now you are the ambassador of Kazakhstan for Indonesia?
Of course, Indonesia, first of all, it's a giant country. It's a big Muslim country.
Yeah.
The fourth number 4 by population and the biggest Muslim country by Muslim majority population.
Yeah.
Wonderful, beautiful, and hospitable Indonesia also attracts many people around the world by its nature, but by its islands, by its ocean and seas, but first of all, of course, but by very friendly people.
Sir, I studied in Russia for 3 years, and there are many students of Kazakhstan that I suppose that they are extremely smart. I have one friend, yeah, that is really close to me as my friends from Kazakhstan before. We're studying together. We, really close. So right now, I meet with you as the ambassador of the representative in my country right now, Indonesia. Could you share with us the brief overview about Kazakhstan as a country?
Yes, I would like to tell you that I also studied in Kazakhstan or in Russia.
Wow, so we are.
Yes, saya belajar bahasa Indonesia lamanya 2 tahun di Akademi Diplomatik di Moskow.
Okay.
Tetapi 25 tahun yang lalu.
Wow.
And you know that Russia is our immediate neighbor.
Yeah.
It's our big neighbor. We enjoy our strategic partnership. And of course, what about Kazakhstan? I will say that Kazakhstan is the 9th biggest country in the world, stands as the largest country by territory with Muslim majority population.
Okay.
While Indonesia holds the title of the largest Muslim majority country by population, we're biggest by territory. Indeed, Kazakhstan holds a strategic position in Eurasia and in the Muslim world due to its size and geographic location connecting Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Our country is the largest part of the Islamic world, and over 70% of our population is Muslim.
Okay.
30 years ago, we joined the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Within this prestigious forum, Kazakhstan initiated the creation of the Islamic Organization for Food Security, which is functioning now well. Today, Kazakhstan, with its rich Islamic heritage and active involvement in the OIC, demonstrates its commitment to the Islamic world and contribute a lot to the organization's goals and fostering solidarity and development. By engaging with the Muslim world, Kazakhstan has diversified its foreign policy, which also includes strategic partnerships with Russia, China, United States, European, Latin American, African countries, and worldwide. We conduct free, active, and peace-loving foreign policy, which is guided by the United Nations principle of respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, non-interference, peaceful dispute resolutions, nuclear non-proliferation, and interreligious dialogue.
So that's sort of interesting. So let's back to this several years ago, talk about the historical of Kazakhstan, sir. Kazakhstan has a big history that related to Islam and the several traditions that this world already knows. This is big countries. So my question is, how has unique synthesis shaped the Kazakh identity and traditions today?
Very interesting issue. You know that the majority of proto-state nomadic associations were formed on the territory of modern Kazakhstan, becoming one of the elements of ethnogenesis of Kazakh nations. The name of some Kazakh tribes are many hundred of years older than the ethnonym Kazakh. The real fact is that the Sakas, the Huns, the Proto-Turkic ethnic groups were part of the ethnogenesis of the Kazakh nation. I would say that outstanding cultural achievements were not brought into the steppe, but in most cases were born on our land and only then spread to the world. For example, the Great Steppe gave the world horse breeding and culture of horsemanship. For the first time, domestication of horses by a human took place on the territory of modern Kazakhstan. The domestication of the horse gave our ancestors an unthinkable superiority at that time and on the global scale, made the biggest revolution in the economy and military affairs. The power of car engines still is measured in horsepower. The culture of horsemanship gave rise to optimal clothing for the rider-warrior. Striving for convenience and practicality during riding, our ancestors for the first time divided clothing into upper and lower parts. Therefore, they intended the first type of trousers. Our ancestors were also the first to create protective armor for the horse and the rider from armor plates. This led to the appearance of a heavily armed cavalry, the most important invention and innovation of the Eurasian nomads. You might also know that Kazakhstan is the birthplace of apple and tulips. It's scientifically proven that the foothills of the Alatown Mountains in Kazakhstan are the historic homeland of modern apples and tulips. It is from here that these beautiful plants gradually spread to all countries. And as a symbol of this long history, our former capital is called Almaty, which means apple city from Kazakh language. Actually, in the Chile Shuili Mountains, we still see pearls of Kazakhstan's flora, the regel tulips. From the Kazakh lands, these flowers gradually spread around the world. Today, in Kazakhstan, we have about 35 types of tulips.
Well, interesting.
Yes. Talking about the Great Silk Road, I would say that since ancient times, the unique geographical location of Kazakhstan in the very heart of Eurasian continent has contributed to the emergence of transit corridors between different countries of civilizations. These land routes were transformed into the Silk Road system. And between different civilizations, and it was a transcontinental network of trade, cultural and scientific ties between East and West, North and South of Greater Eurasia. The steppe belt connected the Chinese, Indian, Persian, Mediterranean, Middle Eastern and Slavic civilizations. And today, Kazakhstan is being a main transit route due to its involvement in the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative, the EU Global Gate Project, and the Trans-Caspian International Transport Route facilitates trade and logistics connecting Russia, Middle East, Europe, and China. Our ports on the Caspian Sea link Central Asia with the Middle East and Europe, integrating the region into the global markets.
So fascinating. Kazakhstan is one of the main actor for Islamic countries nowadays. So that's why. So let's back to talking regarding to the culture, sir. So you have been in Indonesia for how many years? If I'm not mistaken.
Almost 2 years.
2 years, yeah. So is there a similarity about the culture between Indonesia and Kazakhstan that you see?
Of course, this historical engagement was already in 13th century when fifth grandson of Genghis Khan, Kubilai Khan, tried to conquer the modern territory of Indonesia. From that time, the parts of the army of Kubilai Khan were Turks, which we are now Kazakhs. And of course, what about the Islamic tradition? I would say that the penetration of Islam into the territory of modern Kazakhstan began in the 8th century under the Turgesh Khaganate and established itself as the state religion in the Karahanid state by the end of 10th century. Later, the spread of Islam was slowed by the Mongol conquest. However, during the Middle Ages, Islam continued to gain a foothold among the nomadic population. Thus, in the first half of 14th century, Islam became state religion in the Golden. Today, more than 70% of the population in Kazakhstan as Muslims, about 14 million people out of the total population of more than 20 million people.
Yeah, we have a big similarity because it's like your country. Our country also, the most population are Muslim in this situation. So I'm really interesting to the batik that you wear today, sir. So that's so really beautiful.
Yes.
It's like an honor. I see the ambassador wearing batiks. Yeah, we are as Indonesian or we are as the youth see that we put a proud to see many people is like you as ambassador and the several ambassadors wearing batiks. So it looks giving us a pride as Indonesian. Thank you so much for wearing that batik.
I very like batiks, batiks, and I use them, I wear them, and some elements also very close to Kazakh elements.
So this why I also ever see that the several motif that same is like Kazakh people. Okay.
Terima kasih.
So do you like how many times a day that you wearing batik in Indonesia, sir?
When it's needed, for example, when I go to some meetings like today, interview, I suppose it would be better to wear batik here. And of course, on Thursdays and Fridays, I always wear batik.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some things that is really close with us today, sir. So right now, we are in the BPKH. BPKH is like one of the institutions that manage Hajj funds in Indonesia. We have a kind of culture as Indonesian. The culture is when we are Hajj, so ideal level status as the. So could you share with us also something that related to Hajj in your country, sir?
Yes, of course. Kazakh pilgrims number going for Umrah or Hajj is increasing every year.
Okay.
Kazakhstan, in cooperation with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, is trying to make it easier for Kazakh citizens to go to Medina. There were 78,000 of pilgrims for Umrah and almost 4,500 pilgrims for Hajj from Kazakhstan. They visited a circle, different historical sites and museums related to the history of Prophet Muhammad. All of them returned safe. As I know, for Kazakhstan citizens, there is no quota for Umrah. For Hajj, the quota agreed by the OIC is 1/1,000 of the Muslim population. And this limit is applicable also to Kazakhstan. We still have more space as we use only a part of our quota.
Okay.
For 4,500 out of 14,000. But our number of pilgrims is increasing every year. And we are working with Saudi Arabia to increase the number of direct flights, of course. When pilgrims get there, they use Nusuk application, the official digital platform, to organize and facilitate pilgrimage procedures.
Okay. So 14,000.
Yes,
pilgrims.
We have a quota.
Okay. I suppose that 14,000 is a big number for the countries to send their pilgrim to Hajj. So it shows that Kazakhstans have a kind of the economics situations that grow up every day. So this is in fact, sir. When I was in Russia, I have kind of the communities. Yeah, the communities that related to talking regarding to geopolitics, economics, social issues, and others. So it comes to my mind to asking the several friends there, coming from uni-Soviet countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and others. And my question is, which countries that has the fast development? And there are several friends said that Kazakhstan. So my question is, what is the key factor that make Kazakhstan has the fast development that we can see today?
Of course, today Kazakhstan is pursuing a range of economic strategies which are centered on attracting foreign investment, diversification, innovation, digitalization, transport connectivity, and regional cooperation. We reduce our reliance on raw material export by diversifying our economy in manufacturing, agro-industrial complex, transport and logistics, tourism, and digital technologies to secure our long-term resilience. Thus, on September 8th this year, last 8th of September, President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, delivered his annual State of the Nation address titled Kazakhstan in the Era of Artificial Intelligence. The president directed the government to ensure total integration of artificial intelligence across all sectors of the economy. He called for rapid adoption of a comprehensive digital code covering artificial intelligence, big data, and platform economy. He announced the creation of a Ministry of Artificial Intelligence and Digital Development, also ordered a fundamental renewal of the investment and traction system and establishment of a state digital asset fund. In transport and logistics, he instructed the government to integrate North-South, East-West, Belt and Road Initiative, and Trans-Caspian routes into one system to increase revenues and jobs, as well as to create a national cargo carrier and integrate new ports into a global logistic chain. In agriculture and food security, President instructed to continue to develop agro hubs, logistics centers, and livestock programs to ensure meat and food sufficiency and boost exports, as well as to expand satellite monitoring with artificial intelligence for farmland and forestry. In tourism, he stressed that tourism infrastructure should be a permanent priority of all provinces' authorities, to focus on international promotion and to develop modern ski and mountain infrastructure in Almaty city, turning resorts into a national brand. For example, in health care system, President instructed to commission new hospitals without delays and expand PPP in healthcare infrastructure, expand domestic pharmaceutical production as a strategic priority, as well as introduce an AI-based system to monitor healthcare quality on volume. One of the important reforms on the political front, President proposed transitioning to a unicameral parliament through a nationwide referendum in 2027. Now we have two chambers of our parliament, Senate and Majlis. But President proposed this unicameral parliament through a nationwide referendum. He also emphasized the need to ensure fair wages for skilled workers, transform Kazakhstan into the leading aviation hub in Eurasia, and pursue public sector reform to reduce the state's footprint in the economy. That's in brief. And in general, I would say that Kazakhstan's economic strategies reflects its ambition to become a competitive, innovation-driven and sustainable economy. By diversifying its industries, investing in digital and the green technologies, the country is positioning itself as a key player in the Eurasian region amidst a changing global order.
Well, so it's really big factors that your government right now trying to develop, His Excellency. So comes to my mind, yeah, one of the priorities of the government trying to develop the tourism sectors. If you don't mind, could you share with us what kind of the interesting thing to the all of citizens of Indonesia to be interested to visit your country in Kazakhstan?
Of course, Kazakhstan is a big country with 7 climatic zones.
Wow.
We have mountains, we have deserts, we have lakes,
Okay.
we have very beautiful, unique 10 national parks and beautiful flora and fauna.
Okay.
For Indonesian citizens, our government introduced free visa regime for 30 days. So you can buy just a ticket and fly to Kazakhstan without any visa.
Yes.
For 30 days.
It's really helpful.
So I would like to invite you all here and friendly Indonesian people to visit my country of the great step.
Okay.
And to enjoy its culture, its traditions, its nature, and also cuisine, of course.
Okay. I do hope someday I can visit your countries, your beautiful countries.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, so Kazakhstan and Indonesia has a big relations. Yeah, for all sectors. Yeah, meets a kind of the cooperations. So my question is, Indonesia has and Kazakhstan share strong diplomatic, economic, and cultural ties. How do you see the current state of relations between two countries, between Indonesia and also Kazakhstan?
I see the current state of affairs as excellent. We have a bright and promising future. Last June, we celebrated 32nd anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations. Over the past 3 decades, our relationship has grown into a strong and dynamic partnership built on mutual trust and shared values. Our two countries have exchanged high-level visits, maintain regular interparliamentary and interagency dialogue, business, cultural, and people-to-people ties. We established first-ever sister city partnership between Astana and Nusantara. We're happy to see the rise of mutual tourist and educational exchanges. For example, if in 2023 about 9,000 of Kazakh tourists visited Indonesia, Bali, and other islands, already in 2024, 20,000 of Kazakh tourists visited Indonesia. And it's very positive trend. For example, in educational sphere, in the last years, about 100 Kazakh students study in the best Indonesian universities, and 70 students from Indonesia studied in the Kazakh best universities under the student exchange program. Kazakhstan places significant emphasis on fostering trade, economic, and investment ties with Indonesia. In 2024, our bilateral trade turnover reached 300 millions of US dollars. We believe that soon we will be able to sign the free trade agreement between Eurasian Economic Union and Indonesia, which will significantly strengthen our trade ties. We also finalized the bilateral investment treaty, which will serve as a strong tool for increasing mutual investment as well as other agreements. We have enormous untapped potential to expand our cooperation in energy and mining sectors, transport and logistics, agriculture and food processing, manufacturing, textiles, Islamic banking, and digital economy, education and tourism.
Your Excellencies, I'm one of the persons that really inspires one of the person in my friends are from Kazakhs because he's really smart. So yeah, to be honest, he really helped me a lot to do homeworks and others. So that's why when I hear in my organization the ambassador of Kazakhstan to become the guest or the speakers today, it's really a big honor for me to become a host today. So back to education, sir, because I see directly in my eyes there are many smart students from Kazakhstan in the place where I study the several years ago. So could you share also with us, sir, specifically regarding to education in Kazakhstan, in maybe which majors that really favorite that we can as Indonesian youth study there, for example?
Of course,
Mhm.
our government places a very serious and strong emphasis on development of education system in Kazakhstan because youth generation it's our future.
Mhm.
We have a number of well-developed and very high-level educational institutions, our national institutions, universities, as well as branches of different foreign universities, like, for example, Kazakh British Technical University, where you can get double diploma from London School of Economics and Political Science. We have also a branch of Sorbonne, French University. We have a branch of American, British, Scottish, Europeans universities. We also have a branch of Lee Kuan Yew Business School from Singapore, and many other countries, also Russian universities and many others. And of course, we empower youth through different programs which foster entrepreneurship, skills development, and job creation. These initiatives also promote civic education, leadership, development, and volunteerism.
Okay.
Youth organizations play a crucial role by bridging the gap between the government and young people, advocating for youth needs, providing resources, and offering community-based development program to address employment and social engagement challenges. Special Inback program promotes productive employment and entrepreneurship by providing training and support for youngsters. The government also implemented measures such as non-formal education in legislation to create a stronger skills system. Nations also developed a program focused on vocational training because you know that some technical, engineering, mechanical specialties are in lack because youngsters, they choose traditional, I mean, like economy, like banking, like financial, like international relations or lawyer professions. But vocational training now is very much important to develop our industrialization and modernization of the economy. That's why our government focused on vocational training for youth and women, provide practical resources such as career development courses and internship programs to enhance the employability of graduates and young professionals. In general, youth organizations serve as a vital catalyst, working alongside government policies to create a holistic ecosystem for youth development in Kazakhstan by connecting young people to opportunities and empowering them to become active contributors to the nation's future.
Wow. So I can get the key how fast the Kazakhstan can become the main actor in the Islamic countries right now in this world. So it start by the good system in educations. It produce the good employment, the good employer, and it show that Kazakhstan today as the good countries in economic situations. So my question is, uh, Kazakhstan and Indonesia are both players in Muslim economy. What sectors do you think have the greatest potential for economic collaborations?
Yes, I would say that Kazakhstan aims to collaborate with Indonesian banks
Okay.
by integrating expertise in Islamic finance into the operations of the Astana International Financial Center. These partnerships seeks to combine Kazakhstan's robust financial framework with Indonesia's well-established capabilities in Islamic finance, fostering economic growth, financial innovations, and mutual development in both countries. We have a big potential to cooperate in the halal industry also, such as food and beverages, pharmaceutical and traditional medicine, cosmetics and lifestyle, and many other products. Mutual recognition of halal industry standards would facilitate the easier penetration of goods from both countries to each other markets.
That's really interesting because Kazakhstan has a majority of Muslim, and also Indonesia has majority of Muslim. So with kind of the cooperation, so I believe that is possible in the short term time for right now, sir.
Yeah.
So let's go to talk regarding to situations that happens in Indonesia. Indonesia, yes, we are the majority are Muslim, but we also have the several religions. It's like Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, and other religions. Sir, how about in Kazakhstan? Is there the religion also except Muslim?
Of course, Kazakhstan is a home to more than 120 nationalities practicing 18 confessions and contributes a lot to the strengthening of global interreligious dialogue between civilizations. We have made interfaith tolerance and dialogue central to our national identity, drawing on our own multinational and polyconfessional heritage. The government actively promotes these principles through the unique institute, the Assembly of People of Kazakhstan, which unites various ethnic groups of our society. Warm and trusting relationships between leaders of religious communities in Kazakhstan contribute to a supportive and unified spiritual atmosphere within the country. As a foreign policy priority, Kazakhstan hosts the Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions. First Congress, convened in 2003, aims to build peace and harmony on the global scale, promote mutual respect between different faiths, and prevent misuse of religious sentiments to fuel conflicts. It brings together leaders of world and traditional religions, as well as influential political figures and international organizations. Thus, last week, on 16th and 17th of September, we hosted the 8th Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions in our capital, Astana. Spiritual leaders from 60 countries participated in this event, including the Vice General Chairman of the Majlis Ulama Indonesia, Dr. Anwar Abbas, who presented the position and priorities of Indonesia on the acute religious issues. On the sidelines of the forum, Dr. Anwar Abbas met with our Grand Mufti of Kazakhstan, Nauruzbay Hadji, and discussed the prospects of collaboration between our Muslim communities. Two spiritual leaders signed the agreement of cooperation, which covers different areas, including exchange of experience between scholars, Muslims, women leaders, and youth, joint scientific research and publications, and preventing the radicalism and extremism. So, serving as a global hub for interfaith dialogue, we highlight our own domestic experience with religious harmony and promoting worldwide shared values like spirituality, justice, and trust.
Okay. Your Excellency, for giving us a kind of inspirational and also insights today. And to wrap up these discussions, do you have any messages to all of the youth in Indonesia? To influence and motivate them, to be the persons that stand in the Muslim countries nowadays.
Yes, I would like to say that bearing in mind the huge untapped economic and human potentials of our two countries, and bear in mind also the forthcoming visits of His Excellency Foreign Minister Sugiono to Kazakhstan and His Excellency President Prabowo Subianto to Kazakhstan, possibly next year. We are working on these visits to further enhance our cooperation in different important spheres. And our partnership is more important than ever. As two Muslim majority countries with moderate Islamic traditions, our states can work even more closely together to address global challenges such as food and energy security, climate change, decarbonization, green economy, and sustainable development. Of course, strengthening people-to-people ties through education, tourism, and cultural and educational exchanges will also play a key role in deepening our understanding of one another. We in Kazakhstan are confident that beautiful and hospitable Indonesia will achieve new great accomplishment in its economic and social development, as well as to strengthen its role on the international arena. I would also like to invite all young generation of Indonesia to visit beautiful Kazakhstan to explore its unique tourist destinations.
Okay. Thank you so much, Their Excellency, for sharing this valuable insight with us today. We truly appreciate your time and also the perspective that you give to us. Thank you so much once again. And that's wrap up for episode of Youth Connect Podcast in collaborations between OIC and also Badan Pengelola Keuangan Haji Republik Indonesia. I'm Indre. See you in the next episode with the other amazing speakers. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih banyak atas perhatian Anda.
Thank you.
Ustadz naik haji ya?
Katanya kalau naik haji itu mahal ya?
Bawa makanan ya Pak Ustadz, biar di sana nggak usah beli.
Ini celenganku buat bantuin Pak Ustadz.
Buatan aku juga ya, nggak usah nginep di hotel.
Betul, ibadah haji untuk orang yang mampu. Tapi BPKH sudah hadir untuk memudahkan pembiayaan ibadah haji, sehingga biaya haji lebih terjangkau.
Pak Ustadz, aku naik haji nih.
Ini bukan perkara main-main. Tanggung jawabnya besar. Apa jaminan kamu bisa jaga anak saya? Punya penghasilan tetap? Tabungan ada?
Alhamdulillah ada Pak. Saya juga udah daftar haji.
Iya, gitu dong. Terus mau kapan resepsinya?
Yuk daftar haji selagi muda. Dananya aman dikelola oleh BPKH.
Masih muda daftar haji, kerennya.
Ulti.